Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Dishes and Fishes, where I show you how to cook and set hooks. If you're like me and you have to pay for all of your own gear because you have no sponsors, you don't want to spend a ton of money on gear. So today I want to talk about a few bass fishing rods, both spinning and bait casting, that I've used over the years that are less than $100 and can do multiple things on the water. The first one is the Lews American Hero. The American Hero, this is a 6'6" medium heavy. This one was $80 at Dick's Sporting Goods. Shout out to Dick's Sporting Goods. They're a great source for cheap bass fishing rods that actually do a pretty good job. This rod casts surprisingly far. The tip on this rod is a little bit soft. It's great for topwater, spinner baits, certain types of crankbaits. Pretty much anything that you have to cast and retrieve, this rod's gonna do a good job of that. The reel functions pretty well, doesn't give you a lot of headaches, and for 80 bucks, you can't beat it, especially if you're just starting out. The next rod I want to talk about is the Lews Mach 1 spinning combo. This rod is awesome. It's pretty much my go-to finesse rod. I've caught fish locally here in Connecticut. I caught smallmouth in the St. Lawrence River, Lake Champlain. It can handle the big ones. The reel is awesome. The drag on this reel really just does its job. Probably big. Oh my! It's pretty much my go-to for finesse fishing of any kind. Drop shot, hair jigging, various worm applications. You feel everything with the tip on this rod. Not only that, but it seems to have enough backbone to get that hook in the fish's mouth. If the rod is super light, this is a great spinning rod. Shout out to Lews, man. They got a lot of rods that are less than $100 and they're all pretty solid. I think on Amazon this one's 100 bucks. This is a 6'9" medium power spinning rod, super sensitive, super dope. Next is the Berkeley lightning rod. Now this one does not come with a reel, so you'll have to put a reel on it. I threw another Lews Mach 1 spinning reel on it, but this rod is 40 bucks.
It's a nice rod. This is like a heavy spinner.
Yeah, medium heavy, 40 bucks. That's the point of the video. I should put that in.
Tell me a link to this rod, this reel.
And again, it just comes with a rod, but for $40, it's kind of a no-brainer. This is a medium heavy 7-foot rod. This rod is super strong. You can throw a lot of heavier things on this. I throw some heavier shaky heads. I've thrown jerk baits with this rod. You can see I have this tube on here. This is kind of like my go-to tube rod. This rod gets some really nice hook sets on fish. It casts super far. It's got a really strong backbone. I got this one at Dick's Sporting Goods again, $40, and you can actually find this one on Amazon for $40. They have a 6'6" and a 7-foot version. This is the 7-foot medium heavy. Again, I try to stick with the medium heavies. I think that they're better all-purpose. But you'll need your own spinning reel for this, but for 40 bucks, a bass fishing spinning rod of this caliber is worth every penny. All right, my GoPro is dead, but a unbelievably big, oh my God, pike on here. 8-pound line. Come on, buddy. Get out of those grass. Are you still on there? Oh. Yeah, he's not a state record. Whew, but he's fun. Oh, that's a big one. All right, I'm gonna cut this and net this fish. And lastly, this rod is no secret. I see a lot of guys online that have this rod. This is the Abu Garcia Black Max combo. I can't say enough about this rod. I actually own 2 of them. I've caught big largemouth, big smallmouth. It can do anything. First of all, the reel is awesome. It casts a mile. I actually fish with a guy that has this rod and he calls it the launcher because it casts so far. I own one nice reel, the Shimano Curado, and this thing can almost cast as far as that. Hey, that's not for you. Aside from the casting, this rod is the perfect balance of finesse and power, I guess. You can throw light baits on this thing and feel everything. It can also handle heavy baits and has enough power to get a really nice hook sets. I've thrown everything under the sun on this rod. Spinner baits, swim jigs. You can see I have a jerk bait on this one, pretty torn up jerk bait at that. Crankbaits, I love lipless crankbaits on this rod. Top waters, you can throw lighter jigs and flipping setups on this rod. You can also throw weightless plastics on this thing. I take this rod kayaking because it's kind of like my beater rod. And I throw weightless Senkos, I throw flukes. I've thrown tubes on this rod. If I had to recommend one rod to somebody starting out in the bass fishing world that'll do multiple things for you, I recommend the Abu Garcia Black Max. This is a 7-foot medium heavy. There's also a 6.6 medium, I think. I prefer the 7-foot rods in every aspect pretty much. This rod does it all. I think it's on Amazon for $60. Walmart sometimes has this rod. Dick's Sporting Goods has this rod. Don't sleep on this rod because of the price. It is one of the few rods that I've come across that are super cheap and super, super awesome. I've actually owned my other one for about 5 years now. I've lost a few of the guides on it, but I still catch fish on it every week. But if you're just starting out in bass fishing, or if you're considering buying your first bait casting rod, this is definitely a great investment. It's super easy to cast. It does the job. It is an awesome rod for 60 bucks. So there you go, guys. If you're not trying to break the bank with equipment, especially if you're starting out, those are 4 great options for you, and I promise they'll all get the job done. So go pick one up and go catch some fish, and thanks for watching.